Thanks for joining us. I'm Adisabel with OBN English News. First, the headlines. Premier visits plots of farmers in North Shore. President Kagame calls for AU inclusion in G20. And now the news in detail. A delegation of senior government officials led by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has visited plots of farmers in North Shore zone of Amara regional state. After the visit, the Premier has held discussion with residents of the area. Dr. Abiy has appreciated the farmers whose plots have been visited and called on the farmers to work hard for more achievements. The Premier underscored that scaling up exemplary activities of farmers is decisive for holistic development in the country. OBN's Haimanot Kebabo reported. Researchers in Abagada said original values of the Gada system should be preserved and incorporated in education curriculum in a way that it would benefit the country. A relevant panel discussion has been held to mark the second-year anniversary of the inscription of the Gada system by UNESCO. Muhammad Noura brings us the detail.
Gada system, the Oromo indigenous democratic system, has been inscribed on UNESCO World Intangible Heritage of Humanity in 2016. Panel discussion of stakeholders has been held here in Adama, marking the second year of the system's inscription on UNESCO. Research papers presented on the discussion indicated that preservation and the promotion of Gada system has been improving. Local and international community understanding about the system has also been changed. However, the evolving livelihood of the community, pressure of imported systems, and personalities' interests are affecting development of Gada system, according to the researchers.
Transplantation of foreign religions, different ideologies, and even the political domination of the past regime.
Because of different reasons, because of different practices of the nation as Ethiopia, in some parts of Ethiopia, the Gada system is on the verge of being collapsed. So the Borana can share the experience, the Guji can share experience for other Gada leaders.
The researchers recommended that preserving the originality of the system and incorporating Gada knowledge in the education curriculum, as well as adopting Gada in modern governance system to solve the problems.
One of the points that you learn from Gada system is purposeful teaching.
It has to be part and parcel of the Ethiopian curriculum because no Gada, no Gada, no Oromo.
The scholar said Gada system has indigenous solution for problems which imported knowledge couldn't address if the current generation took lesson from it. Abagadas, who took part on the discussion, confirmed that there are challenges in preserving and promoting Gada system. However, as community has gotten moral inspiration after Gada system's inscription on UNESCO World Heritage List, developing Gada system would be simple for them. Some individuals are deviating from original values of Gada system for personal interests. Gada Council would regulate such problems to restore Gada in some areas where it has been interrupted, he said. As we have learned it from discussion, there are areas where Gada system has been interrupted. We would share our experience to them to preserve and restore the system in those areas, he said. Head of the Oromia Culture and the Tourism Bureau, Dr. Garamo Lucas, said his bureau is working with all stakeholders to preserve and bequeath Gada system to next generation. We are supporting preservation works and conducting research to restore Gada system in the areas where it has been interrupted. We are communicating with the Education Bureau so that the Gada system is incorporated in the education curriculum, he said. Director of the Authority for Research and Preservation of Cultural Heritage, Jonas Testa, for his part said, being registered on UNESCO World Heritage List promoted Gada system and enabled it to strengthen integration of the nations, nationalities, and peoples of the country. Before 2 years, there were Ethiopians who do not even know the name of Gada system. But today, we have made the notion that we have a lot to learn from Gada system, so it is strengthening integration of the communities, which is our major objective, he said. He said his authority and the UNESCO would sustain financial and technical support they provide to preserve and promote Gada system.
Oromia Development Association has given recognition to teachers and the schools that have done remarkable job in giving awareness on reproductive health to students. Fakadu Brano has the story.
The Oromia Development Association has been working on awareing, teaching and supporting youth on reproductive system. It has given a recognition certificate for schools and teachers actively participated on the issue. The association is working on social health and education with special focus through participating the public and charity organizations. Packard Foundation is an American organization which has been working with the association for a long period of time, focusing on minimizing traditional harmful practices across the region. It has worked in 240 selected schools in different zones of the region to aware the society about the issue. Accordingly, recognition has been given for schools and teachers who successfully done the work. Some students who have participated on the event said good condition is created for them to continue their education. Most of the time, female students miss classes from the school because of menstruation. But now, our teachers are giving good awareness for us. There is also a club established for this issue. Members of the club are teaching female students on how to manage the problems and continue their education, she said. Mostly, they are helping female students. Previously, we used to face many problems on menstruation, but now good condition is created for us in our school, she said. The association has also created awareness of saving for more than 45,000 students, and they could save more than 47 million birr in the Oromia Credit and Saving Association share company. Teachers who have got recognition for their part know that they have got the recognition on the work they have done. We have seriously worked on our students. Now we have 3 students in Oromia boarding school. Dejani Ticha is Director General of the Oromia Development Association. He said that it is crucial to work on children to change bad attitude of the society. We are working to minimize traditional harmful practices which are practiced in some parts of the region through awareing the society and the students. Especially, we focus on female students to continue their education. For this, we are working with their families to facilitate some conditions. He adds that they could cancel 500 early marriage in 2040 selected schools.
Power Africa Initiative says Ethiopia would fulfill its demand for biofuel by 2025. The initiative is working to expand inputs used for biofuel production in regional states of the country. Soricha Kabanicha.
Power Africa Initiative is working to rehabilitate degraded land affected by soil erosion and deforestation in East Africa and to make these lands developed. Head of Power Africa Initiative, Jonas Hailemaram, stated that the initiative is working to develop the land by developing the input of biofuel and to contribute their share in the activity to rehabilitate African countries' economy.
What we mainly focus on is rehabilitation and reforestation, and we are strongly working working to develop social and economic status of East African countries.
Yuna said Power Africa Initiative has rehabilitated 240,000 hectares of degraded land in Tigray Regional State, and they're using it for inputs of biofuel production. The initiative has established a factory that processes inputs for biofuel production. He said the factory established for biofuel production has been producing about 12,000 liters of fuel for trial, adding that it's working to increase its production capacity to produce about 2 million liters per day. Africa Power Initiative Communication Director Alan Oyegi for his part stated that Africa Power Initiative has completed preparation to reestablish additional factory which would produce biofuel in 3 regions of Ethiopia.
The project has actually helped the environment with the soil degradation, reforestation. We've helped with the environmental aspect of rain in the area. There's actually surveys done by Professor in Mekelle University, and they've actually have done a survey and a report on the effects of our plantation on the environment.
He expressed that if things go as planned, Ethiopia would be able to stop importing biofuel by 2025.
At the end of the day, if we complete our mission of building all the plants by 2025, Ethiopia will not need to import diesel into the country. We can produce it all here ourselves.
He added that this program would make Ethiopia save cost of coal for cement production.
The news comes to you live from Oromia Broadcasting Network, and now moving to international news. President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, has called for the inclusion of the African Union Commission as permanent member of G20 and the increased participation by Africa in the global development sector in order to harness the full potential of the continent's opportunities. Kagame was speaking at the G20 summit in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in his capacity as African Union chairperson. President Kagame said Africa is the reservoir of global economic opportunity in the coming decades. We have the fastest growing cities, the most youthful population, and many of the highest growth economies. To take full advantage, Africa needs to increase its participation in global value chains, ensuring, of course, that our people receive their rightful share of the benefits. Africa, therefore, looks forward to working more closely with partners in the G20 to reinforce the pillars of the African Union's Agendas 2063 alongside the Sustainable Development Goals. The 2018 G20 Summit is being held under the theme Building Consensus for Fair and Sustainable Development, CGTN reported. Andres Manuel López Obrador, Mexico's first leftist president in 7 decades, has been sworn in at a ceremony in the country's parliament. The former Mexico City mayor pledged on Saturday to end corruption and impunity to transform the nation on behalf of the poor and marginalized. The 65-year-old, popularly known by his initials AMLO, won a landslide victory in July, his third presidential bid. The political veteran begins his 6-year term with approval ratings of 56%. His predecessor, Enrique Pena Nieto, leaves office with only 24%. His administration was plagued with corruption scandals and murder rates reaching record high levels. President López Obrador inherits an immediate foreign policy issue: what to do about the thousands of Central American migrants camping on the U.S.-Mexico border. Foreign dignitaries, including U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, First Daughter Ivanka Trump, and Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro, attended the inauguration in the capital. British Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, who Mr. López Obrador considers a close friend, was also present, the BBC reported. That brings us to the end for this news edition. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with Peak of the Week after a couple of minutes.